All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show. We are at our downtown location, hosted by Culture Media. Appreciate y'all being here. And I have a special guest with me, Princeton Malbrue of the LSU football team. Appreciate you being here, my guy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. But before we get started, I just want to shout out and give a little love to a few of our sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. Fresh Chef Kitchen in Baton Rouge. They do all kinds of meal prep. You can buy food in bulk. Just great people overall. They have a location on Airline that you can pick up individual meals as well. But make sure you guys go check them out. We'll put everything in the show notes. And if you use code Anthony10, you get 10% off your first order. And then, of course, we always got to shout out St. Rock Vodka, the official vodka of the Bayou Traditions Collective. The Bayou Traditions Collective helps great athletes like Princeton here make sure that he can make some money in the NIL and all that kind of stuff. So every bottle of vodka purchased, you guys can drink vodka and give back to LSU at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. So make sure you guys support the Bayou Traditions Collective in that way. If you guys are of age, 21 and older, and you like vodka, give it a shot. It's great stuff. And, you know, presented by 7-3 Distillery. So, all right, got that out of the way. Thank you. Appreciate your patience, my guy. Appreciate you driving in town, too, because you were in Lafayette and you just got back from training in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for the time. So how was Dallas? It was good?
No, it was fun. Spent 2 weeks out there. Went to go train with my guy, Coach Rock. I brought my brother out there the second week, but 2 weeks out there, just great training. Trained up at Exos up in near Frisco area. Got to meet a lot of good guys, good players. Chopped it up with Damone Clark, a former Tiger right now. He's in practice and with the Cowboys right now with their mini camp. So got to see a couple of their facilities, not really in depth because a lot of stuff was close to the public, of course. But no, it was a good experience. My first time really training out there. And no, I had a lot of fun.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Good. Feeling good, healthy, everything's good?
Yeah, fresh, ready to go, excited.
Good.
New season coming up, new opportunity. So I'm ready.
Yeah, and you were telling me in the elevator, things start kicking off in a week, huh?
Yeah. So running, yeah.
Finished finals last week, right?
Yeah, literally finished finals.
Unbelievable.
Went to training off season a little bit. I'm actually going on vacation with my family this previous week, this past week coming up.
Good.
So.
Yeah, because I think people forget how much you guys sacrifice as student athletes, right?
Yeah.
You guys have finals till last week and then 2 weeks off and then all of a sudden right back into it.
Yeah, waste no time, man. It's all year round, especially like, you know, with training with football and everything. It's just like you train all year for like 14 to 16 games, you know.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah. Where are you guys going on vacation?
I'm going to Florida.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Miami area and then going up to Orlando.
Yeah.
Just kind of like freestyle, do whatever we really want to do. So just
hell yeah,
spend time with family. It's always nice to have quality time with people that care about you most. So
that is good, man. Well, that's where I kind of want to start this thing. We'll start with your journey. You know, the show is about getting up in the minds of people that are doing big things, successful things, people I think are making a difference in the community and influencing people in a positive way. So, you know, I want to start with you and your family. You know, obviously, if they're that important in you and the limited time that you have, you're going on vacation with them. They had to have been a big part of your life growing up, huh?
Oh, no, def. Like, family's everything to me. I'm a big family guy. I have a big family. My immediate family, I have one older brother. Name's Chazier. He played at UL.
I saw that.
And so I have my dad. He's a petroleum engineer.
Nice.
And the story about him, he's a big motivational factor for me because, like, he didn't have a dad growing up, and so he was the oldest of 4 brothers. So him doing all that he had to do to provide for his family, and one of the first of his family to graduate college.
Yeah, that's badass.
He's a petroleum engineer. He's a
hey, pull your mic up just a little bit.
Yeah. Nah, def.
Move it up. Yeah. You can hold that down. Perfect.
Def.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that better, sir? Good.
So yeah, petroleum engineer. He's the first African American in this country, not country, but in his company to be a supervisor in the Southwest region of BSCE. So
good for him. That's badass.
Yeah, so it's a big stepping stone. My mom, she's a school teacher. She taught for 30 plus years. She just retired like 3 years ago. So
that's mom who I met down there.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah,
good for her.
So she's relaxing, chilling.
Yeah,
you know, she did her time. So
30 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn, so you come from good people, good structure. That's really awesome to hear. It always, I always can appreciate. My older brother is one of my role models and a motivator for me. We have the same dad, but we have different moms, and his his lifestyle growing up, he's 15 years older than me, and mine are completely different. My dad was not present in his life. He wasn't a good person at the time, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. So, and my brother is the best dad, the best motivated, the best husband, everything that you could ever ask for. So I love hearing stories like that where people turn those things where they could be negatives, into something where they're leaving a better legacy and doing things better for themselves and their family.
Yeah, of course, especially, looking up to my big brother, we're 7 years apart, but it's crazy because we look nowhere near it. People always think we look like twins. But he, like, looking at him from when I was younger, seeing him play at ULL, and, I mean, he played under Coach Napier and everything that he walked on from there, and him getting a scholarship over there and him playing and everything that he learned from college, the good things, the bad things, the ugly things, and that I just rubbed off on it, everything that he's teaching me now to where I got to LSU. I'm able to apply those things and kind of like been there, done that, but not really experience those consequences of the actions, but like just learning new things and being prepared to whatever I'm facing.
Absolutely. That's something I was going to talk about. I saw that in your bio, that you had an older brother that played college ball and everything, and that's got to be a huge. I didn't know that you guys were 7 years apart, so you almost got to see his whole journey while you were in high school. Like, he finished college and everything, right?
Like going up to high school, he really wanted to be a basketball player, and then out of nowhere, he was like, man, I'm just good at football, so just stuck it out with football. Damn. Chose to walk on at UL under Coach Hudspeth, which is crazy. Yeah. And
what position he played?
He played outside linebacker.
Nice.
Yeah, same position. So
that's awesome.
Just watching his journey, watching his like maturity and progressively going up to it, it just, it's crazy because like I always was like, man, I want to get there, and then my journey and then everything that's brought me now to this moment now is just crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love that. I love hearing that. So he's still a big factor in your life. You guys are still super tight now.
Oh yeah, he's coaching at a local high school right now, nice. Lafayette Renaissance Charter Academy, Charter High. So him being there, and then I'm at LSU, and then he's still going out and training and coaching, and me coming from LSU and bringing everything that I know, and him bringing and hearing stuff from other coaches and other greats and bringing, and it's just like two minds, think alike, and then we just bounce off each other.
That's super
pretty
dope.
cool.
Yeah, very cool. And I read somewhere that you played a bunch of sports growing up, so sports were big in your life. Were mom and dad athletes?
Yeah. So my mom was a softball player, big-time softball player. Nice. She had a scholarship at LSU, but she didn't want to go away from home. I guess Baton Rouge was too far.
Where? She's from Lafayette?
Yeah, she's from Lafayette area. Yeah. So she decided to stay at UL, go over there. My dad, he played college ball at UL. Nice. So it's crazy because like everybody in the family went to UL, and then they looked at me, was coming out of high school, was like, go to UL, go. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to get away. So, yeah, my dad played ball at UL. He shattered his Achilles, and, his playing days was over back then. But, it all worked out. But, like, big athletic family.
Cool.
I did all sports growing up.
So you were a baseball player all 4 years too, huh?
Yeah. No, actually, a lot of people don't know this about me, but baseball is really like my best sport to play. I really enjoyed playing baseball. I loved it, every bit of it. It was fun, and I had some like offers out of high school to go. Nice. So, but football, was always calling me. I always like clicked on pretty fast to that. But
and you were a good basketball player too.
Yeah, real good. Basketball is the thing. My brother's a better basketball player, but Def for sure. Like I enjoyed it all.
What position you bring the ball up?
Yeah, I was like a guard, point guard. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Basketball was my first love, too. I played it all 4 years in high school. I grew up in Jersey. But it was, different time. I was a big man back then, and I wouldn't have never been at the next level.
Oh,
no. I would have had to put the ball on the floor and shoot threes and everything. So, but I love basketball first and foremost. So, and I don't get me wrong, I love baseball. I played baseball, obviously, the rest of my life. But that's super. What position you played in baseball?
I played a lot of positions. I did all outfield. I did third. I did first. And I pitched a little, but when I got to high school, I like really stopped pitching.
I got you.
But like really position player all around, really.
Got you.
I enjoyed it.
I love it, man. That's also, they try to get you, because you went to Northwestern State out of high school, right?
Yeah.
They try to get you to play out there?
Yeah, they actually, like, it was crazy because when I signed with Northwestern State, I was like one of the top recruits in Northwestern State football history. Nice. Coming out as a 3-star. Yeah. And they wanted to get me to play dual sports over there, baseball and football. And it's crazy because the president of the university came to my house as a recruiting visit, and he was just like, we could offer you all these kind of things, and I was like, man, it's a no-brainer, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like getting into college, man, it's just like with the schedules, like it's like a job. So like football, balancing football and baseball, like 2 sports at the same time, 2 different conditioning, 2 different workouts, and you got school in between and different obligations in between it. It's kind of hard, but you know, some athletes out there, they can go out and do it. You know, I had one of my teammates, his name's Brian Green. He went to Liberty to play football and baseball, but right now, you know, he switched to football, so it's like crazy. Nah, but
it's hard. And it's such a weird sport too, because spring and summer are so big for development of like taking that next step in football, right? And that's obviously like the heat of like baseball season, so it's got to be hard.
Yeah,
I knew that. So I played with Chad Jones. So dude was a beast. He was a beast at both, but like was a 3rd rounder in football. Like if he didn't have that freak accident, you know, he would have been all time. Like he would have been great. But he played baseball with us in the spring, the year we won the national championship. And the dude just like, he didn't play any baseball for like 6 months and then just came out there and balled. But it was like, that's where it was like, damn, you had to pick one or the other, and he couldn't go play baseball in the summer because he had to go back for spring and summer and all that stuff. So I can't imagine doing football and baseball. That had to have been really tough.
It's not for everyone for sure. It's different.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I know you got good grades in high school and National Honor Society, all that kind of stuff. Talk to me about the decision to go to Northwestern State out of high school.
So it's kind of crazy because, like, I always say my recruiting was kind of crazy because coming to high school, I was, like, top 10 linebacker in the state. And then I was really, like, I want to say a late bloomer because I didn't really start going to college camps and stuff till I was, like, the end of my junior year, which was crazy. So my first ever camp that I ever went to was the opening, like, regional. Like, that was, like, my first ever camp. And then I started getting bites from that. And then finishing out, I had, like, a bunch of FCS offers out of high school. And then finishing my last game, I just went crazy. In my state championship game, I had like 5 sacks. I did something crazy. Won MVP, and then right after that, like that previous week, I was like Baylor, Houston, Mississippi State, Army, Virginia.
Wow.
And like all these schools started coming after me right after that. But it was kind of hard because like that was a time whenever a lot of the teams would have like their signing class already like promoted and stuff, and it was kind of like 1 or 2 guys that they were like, man, should we just keep him or should we just, switch it out? And then it was like too close of a call. Plus, I didn't really have a lot of good relationships with the coaches like that.
Gotcha.
So Northwestern State always been that school that just kind of stuck it out with me since the beginning.
Yeah.
They were actually my first offer. So them always staying there, and then a couple of my other teammates from high school went over there. I was like, nah, it's a no-brainer. So I made that. I was actually going to commit to South Alabama, but they had like a rule violation or something to where they couldn't like have like no bowl games or anything like that. And I was like, Northwestern State's like the best bet for me right now. So
that's dope.
Took advantage of that, went over there, and then it was just crazy like leading up to LSU because when Northwestern State, they canceled the season. That's when COVID happened. Man, COVID hit. No season in the fall, which is weird. And then we had a 6-game spring season.
I read that. That's crazy.
Nah, it was insane. Like, but at the end of we had like 2 fall camps. Like it was crazy. Like we had a fall camp leading up to the season that was canceled. They canceled the season, and then we had all that time to just like train. It was just a different experience. And then coming in the spring, we had like another camp.
Oh my God.
Leading up for 6 games, and then after the 6 games, it was like back to summer workouts and then another fall camp.
You've just been doing workouts for 18 months pretty much.
Preparing for like 6 games, which is insane. But did that, and then when I went through the season, made my first start in college through those first 6 games, played, got a lot of great film, and then going into that next year, I entered the portal. Didn't play that year, and NCAA waived that year, which was clutch because, COVID and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So waived that year.
So you didn't lose eligibility.
At all. Like, I didn't even lose a red shirt.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah.
After that, I came to LSU 2022, and right in there, like, redshirt freshman, redshirted, played 4 games, started some games at special teams and did all that. And then this previous year, played my true freshman year, going to my sophomore year. So it's crazy.
So you've been in school how many years? What? 4 years?
Yeah,
4 years now?
Actually, I graduated this past weekend. Yeah,
Congrats, dude.
yeah. Thank you.
Wait, so you graduated in less than 4 years?
Yeah, less than 4 years.
Good for you, dog.
Graduated.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have 3 years of eligibility
Yeah.
left, and you're already done with undergrad.
Yeah, literally. No, it's crazy,
Damn.
and it's like weird because like now that I post like graduation stuff and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I got my diploma and everything, and everybody's like, I thought you were going to sophomore year. Are you done playing football? Like, are you gonna? I thought, why weren't you in this year's draft class and
Yeah.
stuff? And I'm just like,
No.
I'm a sophomore. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I still got
good for
time
you,
to
yeah.
develop and everything before I declare.
Yeah, you
all
got
that
plenty
stuff.
of time. That's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
And so, do you do grad school stuff now? Like,
So I
That's
graduated sports administration, minor in business.
Nice.
And now with those 2 extra years out of the 3, I'm going to use it to go get my MBA.
MBA, let's go.
That's the goal.
By the time you get to the league, you're gonna have an MBA.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Doctoring is going to be nothing. at
Yeah.
that point, but
Wow, dude.
utilize it as much as possible. They're giving it to you. I got all the
Yes.
resources I need, so just
Oh my
take
God.
advantage of it.
Absolutely, why not? That's absolutely incredible. I love hearing that, man. I guess when your mom's in the school as a teacher for 30 years, that's kind of bred in you.
Oh no,
Come
Def.
up here.
She's always talking about like grades, and she's like degree.
Yep.
You could have all these things, and they could all go away, but that degree is gonna stay there and stuff. Like, but she's
exactly.
always like instilled that into me. But I never had a problem. Like, I was always really good in school, even though I don't really like school. But
Came kind of natural. And
yeah,
easy.
I was just like normal.
Yeah.
It was always like,
Dad's a petroleum engineer and
Yeah.
and mom's a teacher. Yeah, I would imagine it's probably something in you. Yeah,
no, dude.
that's dope. No, I was kind of the same way, man. And my mom was big on education for me. Like baseball is different. You have a chance to get drafted out of high school. I got drafted out of high school and came to school, and then she was like, all right, you're gonna go to school, and if you're gonna leave after your junior year, you're gonna come back and get your degree. So I was like still playing ball and going back in the off seasons and stuff and everything. So that's why I'm serious. Like, when I hear stuff like this, like for athletes, I think you guys are such good role models for kids, because kids are like, I'm just gonna play ball, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This is the reason I'm gonna be like, no. Like, just get this education. It's given to you and it's good for you. You're gonna use it so much in your future that you don't even know about. And it's gonna open up a lot of doors for you. So that's really incredible. I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah, to take apart from that, like being in Dallas and meeting a couple of Cowboys players and talking to a lot of pro guys, especially while I'm at LSU.
Yeah.
Like, NFL stands for not for long. So like whether you have like a 9-year career or 4-year career or 12-year career, you're still like ending at like in your 30s. Like, you have the rest of your life ahead of you. So at the end of the day, like, you can make as much money as you want, but at the end of the day, like, you still got to find something like that next step. There's always a next step. Like, and like, even especially in athletics, like, you're doing good in high school. You're the guy in high school. Newsflash, you get to college, everyone's that guy in college. And then there's always a next step. Like, even from LSU, there's always a next step. Like, from LSU, everybody on the team, they're trying to get to pros. You get to the pros, you want to be the best, so there's always room for progression, room for improvement in every step of the way.
No, I love that. And I tell people this all the time. Like you said, even if you play to 45, which in your sport doesn't ever happen, but in baseball, some people can play, until that age.
Literally.
It's like you are still going to be a non-athlete way longer than you are going to be an athlete. Like, don't matter how many years you play, like, you're going to be a non-athlete more than that. So that education, and again too, like, I go speak at LSU sometimes and talk to classes and kids, and I'm like, you guys don't even know how much every single day you're in a great spot to be networking with people too. These are all the people that are going to be making decisions in 10, 15, 20 years. Make good relationships now, build these relationships. They all look up to you as an athlete, right?
Yeah.
So in 20 years, when you're done and they're climbing up their places, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the people that you're going to be calling to be like, yo, I want to do this with you. I want to partner here. I want to come here, and all those relationships matter and stuff. So yeah, absolutely, man. I love hearing that, and it's very, very important. So that's what anybody listening to this, that's a kid or looking up, education, it all matters. It really does. And I think it speaks volume to your character too, right? You go to that next level, and the discipline to get good grades in school is the discipline you need to make the team, to be the leader on the team, to be one of the best in the league, right? At your position, whatever. So I think all of that really matters into your character.
And I always say it goes hand in hand, like you said, like responsibilities and stuff. Like, you prioritize the stuff that you need to prioritize, and that stuff is gonna build like that discipline aspect. Like Coach Kelly's always like preaching graduate champions, the process, the consistent application to your process, and that's the key thing, and especially in this level, if you want to be an elite player and an elite person, You want to be elite in every category. Consistency is key. So like whether it's waking up at a certain time in the morning, eating breakfast before your lift, snacks in between, like nutrition, how you lift, never skipping a rep, going hard at every rep, being accountable, being on time early, doing the extra step, getting extra drills after practice. That all plays a factor into progressing yourself to where you want to be in the end goal.
Facts. Mic drop. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? Like
Exactly.
Sounds corny, but it's so true, right?
Exactly.
That's your character. It's how, if you're gonna be lazy somewhere else, like outside in classroom, you're gonna be lazy on the field somewhere, or
Exactly.
a rep, a weight room, or skipping a meal, all that stuff. So, and again, the reason I have people like you on my podcast and stuff and want to talk to you guys and put this message out there is because you got sitting here and playing at LSU and doing all that stuff because of that kind of stuff. It's those little things. There's a lot of great players that have been built like you that have skills,
Yeah.
but it's that mindset, it's those kinds of things that separate you and that are going to separate you on the field too, right? And all that stuff. So,
Exactly.
man, I love hearing that. I really do. It really is a privilege and an honor for me to sit here and listen to some of the mindsets of the people that come on my podcast, because it's just like, it's not an accident that you guys are where you are, and LSU is what it is because of the athletes that they have come through. So, man, that's a great mindset, and you're a great leader for that. So, shout out to you on that for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. But something that's interesting to me, when I was playing, it wasn't even a thought to transfer because you had to sit out a year automatically.
Yeah.
So, talk to me what it was like entering the portal, and then like when you how did you decide on LSU?
So, dating back to high school, I remember I didn't go to my first actual LSU game, like as like a recruit until my junior year, and it was whenever LSU played Georgia home, and like I remember coming here, like I saw like just like the energy of like the whole like city of Baton Rouge, just like camaraderie to LSU, and like the fans is packed everywhere, and like everywhere is like a sea of purple and gold and everything. And I was like, dang, they take football to the next level here. Like, it's crazy. And, I grew up watching LSU all my life, for being a kid from Louisiana, like playing here is a kid's dream, especially, in any sport for real. Like you want to just put on for your home city, put on for your home state, and just represent your community that way. So, but like going to that Georgia game, man, I saw like the LSU fans like throwing dog food at the Georgia fans, and I was like, man, this is crazy. Being on that field and seeing like the student section like rile up with all the players and stuff, seeing Jamar Chase and all those big time guys, Devin White.
So this was 2019?
18.
Or 18, yeah, okay.
18.
Yeah,
so
Devin
like
was there,
seeing all those guys just like up in person, and just like seeing like the energy of the crowd and how much like the state of Louisiana really like came around to LSU, and like they showed so much love to the players. I was like, man, I gotta get here one way or another. And then, it didn't happen like coming out of high school, but I was like, I always had that feeling that something was gonna happen. I was gonna end up here, even when I was young. It's kind of funny because when I was like, I want to say 6 years old, I wrote something to my mom, and I was like, I'm going to graduate, and I'm going to be a doctor, and all these things. I'm going to be president of the United States. And I was like, I'm going to play for LSU. And I was like 6 years old. I was like,
what?
And it's just crazy. I think my mom has it back in her like little cabinet area.
Yeah, I got chills.
But it's like, it's crazy. Like you just like dream, like, and I always had a dream of playing for LSU. And it's just crazy being in that stadium. And now it's just like, it's a reality. Like you dream and you work hard for something so much. And then when it becomes a reality, it's just like, you just like, damn, like I'm really here. Like it's crazy. Yeah. But like coming from that, like I said, like my journey, entering the portal, it was just crazy because it was like the second I entered, it was like every school out of my conference that I was playing in offered me like right then within like 3 hours, like every school, like from
within
Nichols.
3 hours?
Yeah, from like Nichols, Southeastern, like everybody, like I played in the Southland Conference and FCS, and like within 3 hours of me entering my name, like every school in that conference offered me like full rides. Wow. We need you here. And then getting to LSU, I was like close to like Kevin Falk and them, and then I also saw like a bunch of my teammates go there, like Sage Ryan, Jordan Allen, like Terrence Welch was at Arizona State right now, but like I saw them, like Jack Best, like guys from my area too, Malik Neighbors, Walker Howard at the time. So they are all like going to LSU, and I was like, man, like something's calling me there. It was like I have full ride offers all over the place, and I was like, man, but something is calling me to pursue in this direction.
Yeah.
So I bet on myself, I took a chance. I reached out, and LSU called me. They gave me a preferred walk-on opportunity, and I took it. Going to LSU, and then, like I said, redshirted that first year.
Mm-hmm.
Played 4 games, started in special teams a few of those games,
Yeah.
and then at the end of my going into my true freshman year, it's crazy because I worked so hard, got a bigger role, you know what I'm saying? Starting off all special teams,
Mm-hmm.
got some snaps at my position, defense, and then there's always like progression, and getting better. And then after my freshman year, that was when I finally got a full ride scholarship.
That's got to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is. You bet on yourself. I mean, I got chills for real. Like, you bet on yourself. It's a dream thing. You wrote it down when you were 6. You visualized it. Everything that you probably did from 6 years old was subconsciously driven towards that moment,
Exactly.
And then you work hard enough and you have the success and you realize your actual goals in real time. That's absolutely, I love hearing that, man.
Yeah.
Who's the first person that you call after? So first of all, who tells you that you got a full ride?
So it's crazy because I was gonna transfer, honestly, after my first freshman year. Cause I was like, man, I need scholarship. Man, I wanted. My whole goal was to never let my parents pay for anything in college. So going to right after that, we had the Heisman ceremony that Saturday, and I scheduled a meeting with Coach Kelly that Sunday. And so right after
to
Jaden
tell him
Daniels,
that you were transferring,
or
entering the portal.
Yeah, right after Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy, Coach Kelly flew down from New York and came to LSU, and I had the early morning meeting with him. I believe it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I came and I saw him, and I was like, look, like, I love being here, and I appreciate everything being here, but I feel like, I want to, be on scholarship. I want to be able to provide for my family and represent everything that I've been working hard for. And he was like, hold on for a second. He was like, you're scaring me. I don't want you to leave. Everything that you've been doing for this program has been the right way. You carry yourself well, represent LSU the right way. And he was just like, I want you to stay here for a little bit longer. So,
no way.
Scholarship. I was like, in tears. I was like, emotional because, you work so hard for something, so it means something, you know what I'm saying? When you really care about something, it means something. So like that, I called my parents first, and I was like, looks like I'm going to be in LSU a little bit longer.
Oh, my God.
So, but it was a special moment, cool moment with me and my family, so.
Absolutely.
Prayers up to God, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Pray
absolutely, man. That is.
Just so thankful.
Absolutely, that's wild. I love hearing. I'm like trying to like chill because you're giving me chills because like that's crazy. I mean, how old are you?
21.
Yeah, 21 years old. You're 21 years old and you're making such a heavy life decision going into the office of the coach that you dreamt about playing for at a school that you dreamt about playing at, whatever, and you go in there thinking one thing and you walk out of there with a different dream. That's absolutely crazy. That is wild. That's absolutely cool. That's one of the cooler stories I've had on this podcast for real, just from even just hearing your journey of where you're at and of how you started, how you got there and everything. So you call your mom. Are you out of the athletic office before you call them? Or
Yeah. So I was like emotional and stuff, and like I came down, I got to like the lobby of the facility, and like we have me and my family, we have like a group chat, stuff. So I was just like FaceTime the whole group chat, and I was like, guess what, guys? And they were like, what happened? Because like they were all like
they knew what was going
bought in, and I was like, guess what? I'm here to stay. And everybody's like, crying. My mom's in tears. My dad's just like, she has the biggest smile.
Oh my God.
Like, yes.
Was that on the table? Like, did you guys think like that might happen, or were you like kind of just like, nah, I'm going there to tell him that I'm transferring. Hopefully everything goes well and I keep a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
Or did you think that he might offer you a full ride?
No, honestly, just going there blind, just blind faith. You know what I'm saying? We all prayed.
Yeah.
I'm a big me and my family's a big firm believer in God and everything. So we're very religious. So everything we do is like give grace to God, thank God, and He's the real reason why I'm doing here and why I'm here to this day and everything that's going on. So
that was my next question. So it sounds like your family was raised in faith and everything.
Oh,
That's a big part of your family and everything, huh?
It's everything. Without him, nothing is possible. Every time I wake up in the morning, I praise him. I read my Bible every day. do devotions every day, write scriptures on my arm for it, and on my nose every game. And I have like a special verse each and every game, and like just take that around him, try to be an example, live right, give all the glory to him, because without him, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible.
Absolutely, man. I love hearing that. And it's not an accident that those types of things happen with Coach Kelly and the way that they turn out. You live right, you do things right, you treat people right.
Exactly.
That stuff comes around the way that it's supposed to, too. So, and I'm really grateful. Again, like we've been on this couch, how long has this episode been? 30 minutes, probably, something like that. And I already know you're a great human being. And this is, again, I'm 34 years old now. You're the type of athlete that I want to be proud saying that they represent the university that I went to. So I think Coach Kelly is doing an incredible job of keeping the right people here and stuff like that. So I love hearing that story, man, and I appreciate you sharing it with me here, because more people need to know that about you as a character, who you are as a person, your family, and how much that means to you. And I truly believe, again, what you do on the field obviously matters, and so many people care about that. But this stuff is what truly makes real people and is lifelong, and sets an example for the community, for people looking up to you. There's so many people that want to be where you're sitting, not on the couch, but for being a collegiate athlete at LSU and that kind of stuff. So for you to talk about those things and the way that they matter really mean a lot to me, and I think a lot of people need to hear that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that, and appreciate you telling that story, man. That's really cool. All right, so again, I wasn't expecting that, so that threw me off a little bit in a good way. That's freaking, like, it seriously is. That's one of the cooler stories I've had on this podcast. And I've been doing this for 5 years now and stuff. Just hearing like a kid from Louisiana transfer, all that stuff, the way that it went down is really cool. And again, wasn't expecting that. So talk to me now. You went to Dallas. Now you get the full ride. What's next? How do we get in? Where do you stand on the depth chart? How does that look? Do we have transfers coming in? I'm not an X's and O's football guy. I didn't play. My dad, funny story actually, my older brother played football. My dad hated it. And a big part of why they have a strained relationship and everything. But he literally sent me to a high school that only had basketball and baseball. We didn't even have football. So I didn't even really learn football until I came to LSU and obviously fell in love with it and all this shit, right? So talk to me a little bit about the depth chart, who we got, where you stand. I know you started, you got some snaps on defense. We're pretty much special teams last year though, starting. Where you stand this year, what are you looking to improve on?
Improve my role in my position, like a linebacker position. We don't really have a lot of transfers. We don't have actually any transfers coming in for the linebacker position, but defensive tackle, defensive guard, like all those guys, we got transfers coming in from that. We had a few transfers this spring coming for DB, but as far as my position, just get better and better, increase. Like, I'm always doing this.
That's it.
It's the next step, man. Get some more snaps, start, have a big opportunity ahead of myself. Special teams is still key. Still a big role of the game and big role where I am right now. So continue to elevate my game each and every day, get better.
That's it.
Learn, mature, and
every day is a chance for improvement, right? There's that Japanese saying Kaizen, right? That's the 1%, get 1% better each day. So
every day.
It sounds like that's your mindset. And again, that's why I like having people on this show that are successful. I love hearing their mindset, love hearing their approach. And it sounds like you're in it. You're not worried about who's in front of you, where it is. It's all about you and competing with yourself, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Now talk to me. This is interesting. So, you come from Northwestern State. LSU has got to be a huge culture shock just from the perspective of like the way people care and the attention, right? You're huge on, I think you're huge on social media, and I think you put some cool content out there. They've been telling me about you for a while, like a lot of the girls that followed you, and I'm not a huge, I engage with social media, but I don't sit on my phone that much. But I spent time looking at some of your stuff that they were sending me and everything, and I think you do a great job. So talk to me how much that means to you, your brand. You've had some NIL deals and stuff like that. So talk to me about that experience.
So honestly, like going into social media, like coming from Northwestern stuff, like I had no idea about like social media as far as like Instagram, Snapchat, just like doing normal things, normal stuff. But like getting to LSU, like that was whenever like NIL just hit, like it just dropped, and like everybody's like that's when first Bayou Tradition started opening up, like the Players Lounge and all that stuff started coming out. And so I was just like kind of like, man, like I'm doing football. Like, of course, football is a priority, and like that's the whole reason why I'm here. Like, don't get that like confused. Like a lot of people on social media, they hit me up. They're like, "Man, you could be like a pro YouTuber and stuff." I was like, I'm here to just play ball, man. But I started getting a hobby into all those different things. But like when that started approaching, actually it was crazy because Like I'm about to hit 70,000 on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah,
So
your
like
TikTok is is popping.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and it was crazy because like I haven't started that long. Like I'm probably like I want to say 11 months.
Oh, nice.
Like just started my TikTok.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But it was just like I was just kind of like bored one day, and then like my roommate Damian Ramos was like, "Hey, let's just like do a funny video or whatever." And I was like, "No, bro, like this is all lame. It's crazy because I don't want to do all this stuff."
Yeah.
And then whenever I started doing, I was like, "Hold on, this is kind of fun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a way to get my head out of like, grind, and like film. You know what I'm saying? Be serious.
Yes.
It's another way of you like expressing yourself out of your comfort zone and you being yourself. You
Yes.
know? It's a different process. So I did that, and then like the next day I was like on ESPN or whatever on some crazy stuff.
Like
It
they
was,
grabbed your TikTok and
yeah,
put it on ESPN.
it was
That's
like
hilarious.
3.2 million. I was like, bro, what the
Legend,
heck is
yeah.
going on? And then like so many people was like, oh, who are these guys? It's cool and everything. And then like I was like, hold on, this is fun. Like
Yeah.
let me keep doing this. And it's like it's been special. Like and me doing that consistently and like just having that on my downtime, like I'm able to like open up so many opportunities that I've never even thought of. Like John Deere gave me an NIL deal, and I did like a skit on TikTok with them. Like it was crazy.
That's
Shout out
awesome.
to Grace Vest.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Smoothie King, like they handed me an NIL deal. I signed with Canes, like Steve Madden, like a bunch of like companies just opened up and just progressively getting bigger. Like, and then like a lot of guys that like a lot of my teams were starting to get into it, which was crazy because like I would be the guy. They call me like the TikTok guy. And, like I started like, hey, bro, just do this for like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden they do it for 2 seconds, and then they see themselves on overtime or whatever, and they're like, hold on, like how? Then they start now they coming up to me asking me for ideas to give to them so they could do videos and stuff like that. So like now like I'd say I influence a lot of guys in the locker room with us as far as social media, and like guys are now streaming now, like Swint started streaming.
Like video games and stuff
Yeah,
like
like Savion, like a bunch of those guys are starting to stream now. So I like they're like, come on, you gotta stream and do YouTube. So like I guess I'm starting that now. But like nah, it's been pretty special. I feel like a lot of those videos and a lot of those things off ball and stuff like really brings a lot of people together and like gives them a way to express themselves in a different platform. You know,
absolutely.
platform.
And it's good content, bro. I was laughing at you. Like you're good. Like you're actually good at it too. Like there's some people that push it out there and you're just like, all right, dude, we get it. You're trying to be funny. You're trying to do this, right? But you know, yours is like good. Like and the editing is good too. That's key, right? Like so, did you learn all that on your own too?
Really, like I did everything on my own for real. Like now, like I'm starting to branch out and be like, hey, what is this? Because like I'm starting streaming in YouTube for the first time ever. So I'm like branching out to people who's been there, done that. It's actually funny because I did a video with Cash Nasty like a couple months ago, and I was like, this guy's like million something subscribers. And I was like, how did you get to that point? He's like, honestly, bro, like I just started like doing like some random stuff, like doing 2K back in like 2012, whatever, and just started building. Like, nah, that's crazy. And then like just me learning each and every day. But like really, I was just like. What can I do? Like see an idea, and I was like, oh, I could just add my own little spin-off to it, like, and just like flip it, and like a lot of these ideas just like it's very, very relatable. Like a lot of people, we think about these types of ideas like each and every day. We just don't really like just apply them to social media. So I just try to do that. Like that's all I've just done. It just worked out for me, and it's kind of funny because like one of my teammates, freshman Cohen, he's like a lineman. So like he was like, bro, how do you get famous on TikTok? Like, are you a tryhard or something? I was like, nah, bro. It's like it's like just fun, bro. Just do it. And he was like, it's really nothing to think about. And I told him, I was like, look, I'll bet you like $20. I was like, look, I'm gonna do this video with you real quick. And it's like, it's gonna take 5 seconds. It literally took like 30 seconds for us to make. And I was like, watch, it'll be on overtime tomorrow. I was like, shake my hand. I'll give you 20 if I know. And I was like, we did the video. He was like, watch, it's simple as this. We did the video. I think it was the gloves video. It was like, hell no. And then like the next morning, it was like 3 million views on overtime season. He was like, what? He called me. He was like, no way, bro. No way. I was like, yes, bro. Like that's how it works.
Like, bring me my $20.
Yeah. Nah, but it was cool, man.
That is, man. No, I like it. It's a good. I think there's people that hate on social media and do that stupid stuff, but I think it's a good escape. And as a former athlete, I used to say all the time, I wasn't married, didn't have kids, nothing. There was always when I was playing, I was always semi-jealous of dudes that had wives and kids, because like you can escape to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? You can go escape to do something where you have a hobby or something, if you have a part-time job, whatever. And that's kind of what you guys do, right? Like on TikTok, doing all that stuff, video games. It's a good, healthy way for you guys to be like, cool, for 2 hours, I'm not this football student athlete that has to grind, that has to do this, that has to be focused and eat a good meal, all that stuff. So it lets you just chill for a second.
And the best thing about that, it's getting a lot of athletes in the right headspace and like using their free time for something that's positive, instead of something they could be doing God knows what else. But it just puts people in a different type of perspective and a very healthy environment to where they can express their feelings and express themselves to an open public. So.
And it allows you to build, sometimes this word is like so overused, but your personal brand and like who you are, right? People go to your page. I went to your page for 5 minutes. I knew it kind of like what I was going to get, right? Like the type of person. And I'm like, this is a person I want to be around. It's probably no accident that you have those 5 brands that you named as NIL deals, right? Like they're like, this is somebody I want representing us. He can do organic content that's super smooth, that's good, edit, you know what I'm saying? They know what they're getting. So I think it's a healthy way for you guys to almost invest in yourself, right? Like you said, you could be doing things that are destructive to yourself and doing things that are bad with so much of your time that's free. But this is actually almost like a reinvestment into you too. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's dope. I think it's awesome.
Special for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna let you get out of here because I know you don't have a lot of that free time. So I want to get you back to doing what you're doing. But before you do, football is obviously a big part of you, and what you guys got on the field is everybody kind of knows about. But my podcast is more about the person. So after football, you're gonna have this MBA, you're gonna have these degrees and stuff like that. Where do you see yourself doing? Where do you see yourself going?
Man, it's open, man. It's open. I really wanted to be like a GM of a pro ball team, but like I'm getting into content, man. It's just like
be a creator.
Yeah, I was just like, man, I could really just like, cause my brother's a coach. Yeah. My dad's an engineer, and I was just like, man, there's so many different things that I could do, and I was just like, I want to focus on. I really like sports industry. Like my cousin, he's the coach for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, nice.
My other cousin, he's married to the GM for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm just like, there's so many things that I could be doing in that area. Yeah. But like now I just started like not streaming, but I started TikTok and social media, and like everybody's like, bro, you're the next like Kai Sinet. You're the next dude. Like you're next Destroying. Like everybody's calling me Destroying. And I'm like, bro, like I don't know, man. Like, just different ideas. But good. Yeah,
it's open. That's it.
Yeah,
but that's what happens when you put yourself out there, right? You let the kind of market decide where you're going, and then things just start coming to you. And so that's awesome, man. I love hearing that. It sounds like your head is in a great place. So I'm really looking forward to watching you this year. And is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with? Where else can they find you? So you said you have TikTok. We're gonna put everything in the show notes, but.
Instagram.
Where else you stream? Where you stream on? YouTube?
I'll stream on Twitch soon. I just did my first YouTube video not too long ago. Fresh Prince of LA.
Let's go.
Yeah, YouTube. So get into that.
Now you're talking my language. I grew up watching the Fresh Prince. So like actually when it was on TV.
It's crazy. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, started that. I'm on Twitter. You can find me really anywhere. Twitter, so the Instagram, Snap.
What's your favorite platform?
I don't know. I like TikTok.
I
like TikTok. I'm just getting bigger. I'm starting to do a lot of reels now on Instagram, and that's been like blowing up a little bit. Yeah. But like, also another shout out to the LSU baseball team, man, for their big win last night, man.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah,
bro, that was fun.
I was like tuned in on my phone, like coming back from Dallas, and then like instantly when I got home, like turn the TV on, turn it on. I was like, let's go. Micah Braswell with that big kid. And I was like,
shout out to him. He came from He came from South Carolina too. I was so pumped for him. Yeah, dude. There's something about the SEC tournament. Like we were dog shit my junior year. we were off. We started off number 1 in the country, and then we went on this tailspin. The second we got there, we won the tournament. Like it's just something about playing at Hoover. LSU baseball is like that's their place. So hopefully this gets them right for the postseason because they had their rough patches here.
And Def, I always say, like I was talking to Christian Little and guys, and they're like, man, our fans are giving us so much shit. Like they're hating on us, and I was like just focus on what y'all need to focus on. It'll be okay. Like y'all got supportive people in y'all corner and stuff like that. But it's like shout out to LSU fans. You know what I'm saying? Like LSU fans, they're the most loyal fan base ever. But it's like you have a bad game, they gonna let you hear it. Like you have a good game, they're gonna praise you,
Yep.
but like, it's up and down, but they're always gonna stick with you at the end of the day.
They hold you accountable.
Oh,
That's what
yes,
that's what I always
100%.
say. Yeah. They're there when you're the best and they're the loudest and they're going to treat you the best, but they are going to let you know when you are not doing your job.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm now on the other side of media, and it's weird because I'm a baseball guy, right? I know how hard it is to do the things that they're trying to do, and people,
Yeah.
I'm on radio shows and I'm like trying to be positive, and I'm like, dude, it's hard to be positive right now. It's part of the game, though.
Yeah.
But like But now the way they're playing, I'm the loudest one on the mountain. Scream
Yeah.
like that's the way it goes. You got to ride the ups and downs, and I think good teams do that shit, right? And there's going to be hard times next year when you guys play. It doesn't matter if you guys go 13-0. Like you guys are going to have hard times, whether it's a quarter, a game, couple games. Like that's part of being an athlete and stuff, and being able to handle the media and handling the fan base is part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely the way that it goes. If you want to play at the next level too, that's just never going to stop too.
At all. I think it just gets even worse, what I'm saying? Fantasy draft and all this type of things going on. But like you just focus on yourself, man. Focus on your own process. Because at the end of the day, it's it's you. It's
absolutely
you versus you.
I tell people this story all the time. I played in Boston. Was again, it's kind of like LSU fans. Like they love their sports, but they are ruthless, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it was funny. Like my rookie year in Boston, made it up there. And I won my first 4 starts, everything. I remember my 4th start I won. I get a standing ovation. I'm walking off the field in the 8th inning. Like, I'm like, this is unbelievable, right? 35,000 at Fenway. 5 days later, Doug, 5 days later, on my birthday, I'm walking out. There's a big happy birthday Anthony Ronaldo on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get out of the 4th inning. Like, I got shelled. Like, Adam Jones hit 2 bombs off me. Like, one of those ones where I got booed off the field. Like, booed off the field 5 days later. I go to my phone. There's death threats. And I'm like, wait, you guys are the same ones that were telling me this is the way it goes.
No, it's crazy because, I could attest to that because, my roommate is Damian Ramos, the kicker. Whenever we played Florida State, that was my first game as an LSU Tiger. Florida State game in the Superdome. It was just loud, crazy atmosphere. Malik Neighbors dropped muffed punts, and then Florida State fumbled at the 1. And I was like, crazy. Jaden drove us 99 yards for a touchdown. I'm like, bro, what is going on? And then block kick, and it was crazy because Damian never missed any of those kicks. They got blocked.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's as a kicker, you get your kick blocked, everybody thinks it's still a miss, still stuff. So he's showing me messages right after the game. It's death threat. Somebody leaked his home address. And it's sending him hate mail, in the mail, sending him a dead squirrel.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. Calling, you lost my house. So many crazy things just happening going on. I was just dang, that's crazy.
Well, you're welcome to LSU. Right?
Oh yeah, literally. It got so bad that I think Malik, Kayshawn, Damian, and a few other guys had to just deactivate all forms of social media that week.
I remember Malik had to delete because he did something at our shop an appearance with State Farm or something, and then I remember the next game or right before that it was right before that, and then he deleted everything. I was like, dude, that poor. I can't imagine the shit that he got because this was back in the day. That was 2014 for me. Nowadays, everybody's got social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what he was you guys go through now.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. Wow, that's a wild story. Wow, and he's your roommate too. So
you
saw it firsthand.
Yeah, literally, somebody would call him "F you."
Yeah, literally. And it's not even he missed the kick. It got blocked. The line, right? I mean, that's sometimes you just got to tip your cap to either the defense coming over, or the line. Somebody didn't do their job.
Yeah,
someone
just
else,
a scheme.
right?
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy.
That is wild. Well, Princeton, man, I'm excited to keep following your journey, keep killing it on social media, killing it on the field, and being a great role model, dude. I think I could have talked to you for hours.
Yeah.
This was a really cool podcast for me again because that story that you shared was awesome. That really was, and it was hard. I was fighting back some tears right there. That was cool to hear. So thank you for sharing that again and being real. And keep being a great role model, man. We need more athletes like you and people out there doing the things that you're doing. So nothing but the best. Stay healthy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.